Good morning and welcome to this week's Assembly. For Children's Mental Health Week this week, you have focused on mindset, well-being, things you enjoy and ways that help you to express yourself. So I ask the question, how do you express yourself? What does it mean to be you? Watch this short clip and see how these people express themselves. Again about how you may express yourself. I enjoy playing the piano. I'm not a professional and there are lots of people much better than me, but that's okay. I play for my own enjoyment and self-expression. When I feel a bit grumpy, sad, or maybe a little bit bored, I will play the piano, perhaps a little angrily or morosely, but then I feel better. Also, when I feel excited or motivated and enthused by something, I may also turn to playing the piano. Perhaps making little tunes up and getting creative with the keys just for the fun of it. This is my way of expressing myself, and again, it makes me feel good. Remember, when we express ourselves, we don't have to be a great artist, the best sportsman, or a wonderful dancer. It's not about being the very best at something or putting on a performance. You may find dancing helps you to express yourself, or perhaps singing or rapping. Perhaps just the choice of listening to different genres of music helps you to express yourself. If you want to relax, then maybe listening to waves crashing or rain falling or chilling classical music. If you feel cross or upset, you might select that loud, angry rock song that you turn to, or maybe some heavy rap. Maybe writing helps you. Perhaps getting stuck into the flow of writing poetry on experiences, on your thoughts and feelings, or simply escaping in a book which may inspire you to write your own story. Some people take photographs to express their thoughts and feelings, photographing what scares them, what interests them, what excites them, what they love. This could be family, nature, animals, artwork, and so on. Or maybe you enjoy designing, making, creating, sewing, drawing, printing, painting, or baking. You may be funny and express yourself through humour and being a bit silly and telling jokes. So I ask the question again, how do you express yourself? How does it make you feel? How do your friends express themselves, or your teachers? As the weekend approaches, you could think about the ways you express yourself, but also think about the activities that make you feel good and keep you in a positive and happy mindset. What do you enjoy doing? It could be cycling, it could be making jigsaws, yoga, just relaxing, doing mindful activities, colouring, puzzles, playing games with your family, going for a walk, listening to music, maybe following a particular interest like sports, art, music or literature. Let's encourage each other to find lots of different ways to be creative and to be ourselves. I'm going to read you a story now. We follow a boy called Norman Think about how Norman feels when he hides who he is and what he can do. And how does he feel once he shows who he really is? The story's called Perfectly Norman by Tom Percival. Norman had always been normal, perfectly normal, until one day he grew a pair of wings. Norman had imagined growing taller, or growing a beard like his dad, but he had never imagined growing a pair of wings. Still, they were here now, so he decided to test them out right away. Good for Norman. Soon Norman was swooping around and generally having the most fun ever. But then he had to go in for dinner. You see, Norman had always been so normal, he didn't know how his parents would feel about his extraordinary wings. As he went in, Norman covered himself up in a great big coat. He wants to hide his wings. His parents didn't notice the wings, but they did think it was odd to be wearing a coat indoors. Bath time was problematic, so was bedtime. The coat was hot and uncomfortable, but Norman had decided that no one should ever see his wings, ever. So by hiding what he can do and who he is, he's starting to feel really uncomfortable. That's not going to make him happy. The next day, Norman went to the park, but he was far too hot to play any of his favourite games, and so it went on. Long car journeys were unbearable. The swimming pool was dreadful, and that was nothing compared to his friend's birthday party. Poor Norman. The only time that Norman could feel normal now was when it rained. How do you think he's feeling right now? One day, a boy tried to pull his coat off, and Norman had to run away, hot-faced, angry and sad. He wished he'd never grown those stupid wings. Then he saw some birds high up in the sky and remembered the joy of his first flight. It occurred to Norman that it was the coat that was making him miserable and not the wings. "Why don't you take that tatty old thing off?" suggested his mum and dad. Norman looked up at them hesitantly. His parents smiled and nodded, and Norman smiled back. Then he threw off the coat and let his wonderful wings fan out. Norman leapt into the air, and finally he was free of that coat. He noticed a few other children wearing thick, heavy coats of their own. They looked up at Norman and round at each other nervously, and there was a moment's pause. And then, whoosh! The sky was filled with flying people. Norman had never felt so happy. So there were other children that were hiding themselves as well. He realised that there was no such thing as perfectly normal, but he was perfectly Norman, which was just as it should be. I'd like you to think about how you express yourself. I know you can't grow wings like Norman, but it illustrates the way we are all different and the different things that make us happy. Whatever it is you do to express yourself, embrace it, enjoy it, and learn from it. Most importantly, be happy being you.
This week, certificates are awarded to the following pupils. In reception, Ethan Bailey, for creative learning through imaginative play. Ethan has set up interesting role plays in his learning and has found imaginative ways to relax as an extension to his mental health activities. In Prep 1, Isabella Broadley. Isabella has enjoyed a brilliant week. She has worked hard to master our topic in maths. As well as this, she's shown a keen interest in the topic of animal groups in science. Well done, Isabella. In Prep 2, Lois Darton. Lois has been a superstar this week. In particular, she thought of some excellent predictions while looking at our book, The Way Back Home, using questions and statements. On top of this, Lois has engaged with our remote learning sessions very well, always being polite and respectful to teachers and pupils alike. A fantastic effort. Keep it up. In Prep 3, Mia Golding. Mia has been like Owl from 100 Acre Wood over the last couple of weeks, supporting her friends during online lessons. If anyone needs support, Mia is always there to assist. She has been brilliant in her work and understands how to use inverted commas to show direct speech. Well done, Mia. In Prep 4, Amaya San Giuseppe. Amaya has been a science superstar this week. She scripted, rehearsed and recorded an outstanding educational video on the science of sound, including additional facts and scientific demonstrations. Very well done, Amaya. In Prep 5, Alexander Eggleston. Alexander has made huge progress with all grammatical tasks lately. His writing, for both his diary and his Just So story, so far have been very impressive, as has his enthusiasm to complete all tasks online. Well done, Alexander. Also in Prep 5, Josh Chappell. Josh has really shown a superb creative talent across many subject areas during online learning, particularly in maths, where his symmetrical designs were very pleasing to see. Well done, Josh. Also in Prep 5, James Sutton. James has put a superb effort into all online tasks this week, persevering and completing some tasks outside of lesson time. His enthusiasm at creating his online videos has been wonderful. Well done, James. And in Prep 6, Sophia Gebhardt for her wonderful presentation on giraffe evolution in her science lesson this week. Great work, Sophia. Well done to all of those pupils. Have a very good weekend.
I'm going to say our prayer. Dear God, we thank you for making us to be different at Dover College. Thank you for giving us the creativity to express ourselves in our own unique ways. Without this diverse way of thinking, creating and being, our world would not be the vibrant, interesting and progressive world we live in today. May we embrace each other's differences and interests and celebrate the many talents that grow from this. Amen. Thank you for watching.